Hey, this is Coach Marty,
And this is Lori.
and it's time for That Sports Couple.
What?
Brought to you by
Diamond Distributing.
Colonial Exterminating Company,
Edward Jones, C. Robert Hemel.
Wendy Benedetto, Matter in Blue,
Sports Pub, Dufferin.
Adam Roussel, Riverbend, Chiropractic, River Parishes,
The Seafood Pod. Laplace Glassworks. Welcome back to That Sports Couple. This is season 2, episode 1 of our little noble experiment. We launched this last fall before the football season, so we could try and stay active in our sports world. I'm Lori Lyons, the retired sports writer and blissfully retired teacher. And this is Coach Marty Luquet, the sort of retired baseball coach, we both still do what we do when people ask us to do it. But this is our little experiment with the only time of the week that we really talk to each other. Hi, Marty, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you with your eyes open.
And my eyes are fixed, mostly. Anyway, this is our little podcast that we will be doing weekly for the football season. We tried in the spring and baseball season, but we got way overwhelmed with baseball and softball and other sports. We could not keep up. So we're going to just do football. And if you'd like to join our team, give him a call. Send us an email, drop us a note on Facebook or wherever you see us, and we'd be glad to have you. We have a new sponsor, a new member of our team this year.
Laplace Glass.
Laplace Glass. Yes, if you break it, they'll fix it. That's not their motto.
Sorry. No.
Anyway, they've joined our team, and we also still have our sponsors from last year, Diamond Distributing. Colonial Exterminator, who is going to help with a mice problem, I hope. Robert Hemel, who has money, but we don't. Who else?
Seafood Pot.
Seafood Pot, my favorite. I'll eat their crabs. They have the best burgers in the River Parishes.
And
Wendy Benedetto. If you need a house, call Wendy. Or if you want to sell yours, call Wendy.
And Adam Roussel.
Adam Roussel, who, if you have a sore back, he'll fix it. He fixed Marty's.
Glad to have everybody back. We're just looking forward to a good football season, a fun football season.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to just knocking things around and sharing our life. And then for our friends who would like to look in and see what we're doing, this is it.
Hopefully we'll make you laugh. It's week 1, Terrebonne at, not our alma mater, but our former employer at Riverside. Sorry, boys. I'll root for you, but I'm wearing my colors. Don't hurt me.
Looking forward to going back to Riverside. We're going to make an appearance on week 1 and go out by 12 man for a little while.
Somebody warn the mosquitoes.
Yeah, and then and watch a little bit of Terrebonne and Riverside. What a great game they had last year.
There, 23-20, I believe was the score.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good game, and Riverside battled to the very end. When it rained, when it storming, I believe it was. I mean, it was first week of season. It's always raining. It was a really good game. Yeah.
Things have been dry. Football season's coming.
Thank goodness.
They're ready for the thunderstorm.
Yeah, the first week probably.
Delays.
Yeah. Oh my God, lightning delays.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, there you go. But at least, knock wood, no hurricanes so far.
It's been a great summer.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah.
So what'd you do this summer, Uber coach?
Uber coach got out and got back on the field a little bit.
You were a hog, and I'm not insulting him by saying that.
I got the opportunity to coach with Joe Tutone and the Southland Hogs. Played a little American Legion baseball. Came up just a little bit short as we got to the championship game for the state and ended up the runners-up. But we played a very good Bossier Phillies team and be honest with you, they played very well and they deserved to be the champion. And my hats off to them as they won a regional, went to the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina, and showed well.
Yes.
Made it into the semifinals, lost in the semifinals. So, but a great summer for them, long summer for them. That doesn't finish until the middle of August.
I know. Like you lose and then you got to rush back and be in school the next day.
But usually you're supposed to be in school already, and so you missed the first couple of days of your college experience. But
there were a couple of kids that were missing from a couple of rosters up there whose coaches said, no, you have to go to school. You can't go.
You had some guys that went to Virginia Military Institute from the Virginia team, and they made them come. They said, no, sorry. Well, since it's a military school and they do a lot of their boot camp stuff, that first week they told them, no, you need to be there. And of course, Bossier had 6 guys missing from their team, so it affects it.
I wonder why American Legion is not doing so well.
Well, they need to see about just in times, but
yes,
that's not our call.
No. But that's another day. Another argument for another day. And he also was the Uber coach, Ubered around.
I'm also getting ready to, on Wednesday night, go over to St. Charles Recreation Department. And they are beginning to have talks, and they are going to have Little League Baseball for
real Little League?
Real Little League Baseball.
Go ahead.
St. Charles Recreation Department is going to be the sponsor, be the organizer. And they're using 2 parishes, St. John and St. Charles. So if you live in St. John or you live in St. Charles, you are eligible. If you go to school in St. John or school in St. Charles, you are eligible.
Excellent. So, real Little League.
Real Little League.
You can go slide down the hill.
Yep, hopefully we'll get that far. But we're doing organizational meetings come Wednesday night, see exactly how we're going to put that together. I know it's just going to be a small league and be able to pick their all-star team out of that and travel. So that's how they can do. Maybe make it to Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I know.
What else? I was the Rougarou writer. That's my little summer gig. I cover the Texas Collegiate League baseball team, college baseball team. Out of Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge Rougarou, owned and operated by Ronnie Rance, who is also the CEO of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And he put together this really talented roster this year. And darned if they didn't win the whole thing. They won the championship. They won the Louisiana championship. They played 2 halves. They won the first half in June, second half in July, and then they played the Texas champion. And we went to the game, and it was loads of fun. And the Rougarou is the Texas Collegiate League champion. If you go to brrougarou.com, you can read all my stories. I wrote game stories after each game. I did not go to the game. I watched them on live stream. But there's a long story. But anyway. And I also did features each week on very talented players, including one of the pitchers from Tulane. And my favorite fella, Josh Shelley, who is from Homa, Southland Hog, and he was the league MVP for the second time. He was it in 2023 as well. And he's a really nice guy and always good for a quote. Stephen Clyde, who was an assistant coach at Jesuit, was the coach this year. He has just joined the Delgado staff. Hopefully Joe Sherman teaches him the finer art of giving post-game quotes.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He did a great job with that kid.
Young guy with young kids, and they were energetic. They played hard.
They were fun to watch.
They threw strikes.
That
was the key.
That was the key last year.
They threw strikes.
They didn't always.
And wooden bats, you throw strikes. They don't get very many hits anyway. So it worked out really well for them.
It was fun. It was a fun summer. And other than that, then we made our annual trek to Natchitoches, where we saw Nick Saban be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. and Andrew Whitworth, and I got to stand next to him, and he was here, and I was here. And Joe Sherman from Delgado was inducted, and a whole bunch of very other.
Well, guy, coach a little bit somewhere. Nick Saban.
I said him. Yeah, he was nice.
He was worth saying.
I saw him and I said, "Hey, you and I have the same jacket. Move over. Well, jacket's back there." Yeah. I said, "You and I have the same jacket," and he looked at me like, "Okay."
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah. Anyway, I got to meet him. It was fun. It was hot, but it was fun. We had a good time. This year's class has been selected, but I can't tell you. It's coming out September 10th, I believe. And it's going to be a very nice class. So if you ever wanted to go to Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, come on. I'll be there.
Good time.
Yes.
Good time.
Yes. And you can go to lpb.org and watch the show on TV.
It's a football show. Let's get back to the football.
Okay. Whatever. Is that it? Oh, we also had a little thing, a little party, a little wedding. Our baby girl, Laura Lee, became Laura Lee Branch. She married Gavin Branch this summer in June 13th at the bank in Garyville. Was perfect venue, perfect wedding. It was a little hot, but I don't recommend a outdoor wedding in June in Louisiana, but we were only outside for a little while, and it was nice. Very nice. I'm so glad it's over. She did, and I barely cried. I only really cried when she came out and she had everything on, and I went, "Oh, look!" And she was like, "I don't have time for that, Mom." I did, but my best friend was there to let me cry on her shoulder. And it was a cool moment. So, and Sister Courtney got the bouquet with a football move. The Tulane guys were very proud of her.
Yeah. Fox out, snatch, the whole thing. Speaking of them,
Tulane!
We got to go to their opener this week.
It was awesome. We were in the shade there.
Got to see them play Northwestern,
which was very cool.
From Evanston,
Illinois. Don't disrespect New Orleans, Northwestern.
Tulane was doing some Katrina throwbacks, and they were going to wear the old helmets and the white jerseys that they wore back
2005.
In 2005, and Northwestern told them,
no, you can't do that.
We'll wear our way. And they
put a jacket on them.
Well, they took it as disrespect. I don't know if they were really disrespecting them, but hey, whatever motivates
you, exactly.
Now that was a good win. Now I got to tell you, okay, LSU.
Go ahead.
Playing Clemson. That is as good as I've seen LSU play in a long, long time. And that's week one. I can only imagine as they get better and faster, but boy, the defense could run to the football. They played very aggressive.
Very much improved.
The defense was incredible. And I think it's going to be a great season for the Tigers.
Let's hope so. It was like everybody, I saw this today on the internet. Nichols, UL, La Tech, the whole bunch of teams won their season openers. They didn't all win this week, but they all won their season openers, which was really cool. Bodes well.
Well, Louisiana's a hotbed for high school football.
We know it.
And so it feeds right into the colleges, and you take the best in the area, and you bring in guys from top guys from other places. You can be very successful in that. I think we're seeing that, all across the board in Louisiana college football. But we're back to high school football.
Yeah, back to high school.
Week one. There's always a great matchup.
Summer's over.
Yeah, I love it. It's time for football. You make faces. Nobody enjoys more college football than you do.
I watched the late game. He was going to bed, and I said, "I've got Hawaii."
No. Bedtime.
No, I watched.
She'll watch games until 1:00 in the morning if they're on.
Yes.
And it's awesome.
Even if it's not great, I'll watch it. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yep.
But this week we got a couple of really classics.
Yes, we did.
Classics.
Yes.
And last year we had a great first game here at Destrehan between Destrehan and Catholic High of Baton Rouge.
And they
And
open the season this year.
Up in Baton Rouge is the opener.
Yes.
And should be a really great matchup. They're certainly not missing each other.
Last year, Catholic defeated Destrehan and ended Destrehan's 33-game home win streak, which regular season home win streak. So I'm sure Destrehan's going to be out for a little revenge there. And
well, it's just good programs playing each other early in the season. It's the kind of stuff that you enjoy,
gives sports writers stuff to write about.
Yeah, and all of the River Parish teams try to do that. Try to play good games early in the season, if not week 1, then week 2. And a lot of those teams that we play against that's very good, very successful in the past has been Newman.
Oh.
And Newman is coming in for week 1.
And St. Charles.
I believe it. They're at St. Charles. Check for me.
I have the schedule right here. Newman at St. Charles. Newman defeated St. Charles last year, 24-10.
So that's a good game. And then we turn around in week 2 and Newman plays Riverside. So Newman is always been where we can do a sounding board on how good our teams are. Mm-hmm. And so Newman and St. Charles this week, Newman and St. James, Riverside next week. And of course, Newman with a new coach and a new program. So we'll see how they look, whether they're much different or not. I guess it's best to be being able to play them in week 2 so you can get some film. Week 1's going to be tough.
Yeah, but Newman has always been like a standard, like a measuring stick. You can judge how well you're doing. And the Newman Riverside and Newman St. Charles rivalry has been heated for many, 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 many years. I remember those days.
Well, good teams meet and they play close games, tight games. The temperature goes up.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Like if it's some team that you've never played. I mean, I know you got played somebody for the first time once, but I mean, it makes it a lot more fun.
And you get tested by playing good teams, right? And, you got to play good teams to get ready for the playoffs. And your district could be good, could be not. You don't know, and so you have to make sure that you get your other games that prepare you for what's coming down the road. I know districts are not what they used to be, or don't count for as much as they used to count for. But bottom line is, you still want to win. Still trying to get district champions.
Nobody wants to start the season off with a loss. I mean, we were watching college football this weekend, and it was like, these teams that went. Look at Texas, number 1. Your quarterback is the leading candidate for the Heisman, and you go and have a not great outing. I mean, it's like, okay, we might as well just hang it up now.
Well, a better example for me is Clemson.
Yeah.
They are favored to win every game after this.
They were fun.
And so now they take that first loss and they're going to fall down in the bracket some in the polls. But will they be able to build it back up, even though they're playing opponents that they're supposed to beat? And that's what makes it hard. But it's very unusual. Never, ever did they have big matchups coming out of the box before. This is something that started about 3-4 years ago.
TV.
Yeah.
Playing ESPN.
And they played neutral sites lots of times. And, it's really, when it was only 4 teams that made the bowl championship series, you lose this first one, you're done. You might be done.
Exactly.
I know it happened to LSU back, a couple years ago. And but now with 12, you can go ahead and you can lose that first one and know you're going to get the 12 if you run the table.
Yep. There you go. Lutcher is at Slidell. Last year, Lutcher won 28-12.
Slidell, big school, a lot of tradition, make the playoffs every year. It's a good matchup. That's good. That's a good test for Lutcher, and of course they don't miss many opponents that are very good. They like to play good teams, and we're going to see that next week when they play St. Charles.
And we got a River Parishes matchup week 1. East St. John at St. James.
East
In
St.
the middle of
John's.
the sugarcane field. Last year, St. James won 20-0.
Well, I think this is a game that East St. John has taken away from West St. John.
Yeah, they used to be the traditional season opener forever. St. James and West St. John.
And now it's East St. John.
I don't know how that happened. Somebody else
East
explain.
St. John was such great athletes, and last year just couldn't get it going. And so I know they're looking for a rebound season.
I know. I root for them so much because I think Coach Brown's a great coach, and they're just something. They need some ingredient, some gree in the gumbo. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Booker T. Washington is at Hahnville again. Last year, Greg Bowen got his first win of his career at Hahnville, 42-6.
42.
It was a solid one.
Yeah. And we talked about that last year. You just don't know what you're going to get when they come in.
Right.
But traditionally, they're not prepared like the River Parishes teams are. Those kids have to work in the summer, and they have to carry jobs, and not just for their own money, but to help the families.
Yeah.
You know, we went through that at O'Perry Walker when I was there, and so it makes it more difficult, and for them to prepare. So, but Hondo, big win last year, and they get it again at home. So, looking for them to be successful again.
You talked about Destrehan at Catholic, and West St. John will host young audiences again.
And last year we had to look up a young audience to see who they were, but they turned out they're a AAA team.
And they beat them. They beat West St. John last year. Yeah. It was
and went on to win about 3 or 4 games, so and made their playoffs. So young audiences is
like you said, you never know what you never know those
out of
schools,
New Orleans,
right?
No, they're also actually.
It's still New Orleans.
Okay.
What else? Anything else? That's week 1. Pick your game and pack your chair and I don't think you need a blanket this week, but
Probably not.
no. Although there is a cool front coming this week.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, oh,
Maybe the game will be 86 instead of 90.
I'll take it.
But it's going to be a great season. The traditional powerhouses in the River Parishes are all back.
Right.
Looking for Wayne Stein to make the complete turnaround this year and get them back to 8-2, 9-1.
We don't have any new coaches in the Parishes.
And Marcus for Destrehan having but they had 3 losses last year. That's a lot for them. They went years without 3 losses, so that they're looking for a rebound year. Hahnville had their rebound year last year. They're just looking to right the ship with Coach Bowen. Letcher, you just kind of roll the dice again, put them back in, punch those guys back in.
Count them in.
Yep. You just know that they're going to have plenty of talent, plenty of skills. Something about the water in St. James Parish.
Always has.
As good as Letcher and is, so is St. James. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be fabulous. West St. John, they've got almost 50 kids out for football. That's fabulous.
Yes, because there was a time when their numbers were very low, and they were kind of wondering if they could sustain it. But I want to talk about something else, football-wise. St. Charles Parish started this summer the NFL Flag Football League, and let me tell you, our granddaughter Robbie Drew was one of the inaugural ladies teams out there, and just judging from participation numbers, this is the wave of the future. I mean, we've seen it across the country. Drew Brees was the coach of flag football team. Parents who are a little worried about their kids playing real football and CTE and other things like that. Flag football, but it also helps the athletes get in shape, stay in shape, learn the basics. It was fabulous to watch. It really was fun to watch.
With Dwayne and put that together, and it was a fabulous league. It really was. And the fact that they ran it late in the summer, I remember driving by the bridge parks. They're empty. Baseball season's over in late June. July is empty. August is empty. There's nobody out there. Parks were full.
Yes.
Kids participating in recreation, and the flag football league was fabulous. Great competition. some fabulous athletes,
Oh.
boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
Boys
Yes.
and girls going on. So you could play flag football. And now they're getting ready to start their league for tackle football. So you could actually play both if you choose to do so. For those parents that don't want their kids playing tackle football, they have their flag season. For those who, for those us purists, the coaches that think, a kid that starts playing football when he's young gets over that fear factor.
Right.
A lot of different things and learns a little bit. And knows how to put his uniform on when he gets to high school. It's a big plus, So they're doing both in St. Charles. And
I was thrilled to see how many young ladies were out there, not ashamed. Some of them we knew were softball players. Some of them we knew were cheerleaders. Some of them we knew were dancers, and they were out there, and they were getting after it. It was fun to watch. It really was. And kudos to the St. Charles Parish Recreation Department for putting that together and running it so well, and it was awesome.
And they played under NFL teams.
Yeah, each team was one of the NFL teams.
And then they had the NFL emblem on their back, and NFL sponsored it. You go through them to get the uniforms. I just thought it was a great idea.
It really was.
No reason that the other parishes can't follow suit.
Yeah,
It didn't look like it was that difficult to put together. It's not hardly
like
any equipment.
four games on a field because they played across it instead of lengthwise.
Hardly any equipment is needed. They all had mouthpieces, flags, and jerseys, and a couple footballs, and that was it. Let's rock.
Girls brought their own bows.
And the parents coached it, and they looked like they were having fun too.
Some of them.
Well, they're still parents.
Well, his son Daniel coached his daughter's team, and he said after the first game, I told him to go wide, and they said, "What does that mean?" So there was some learning. There was a learning curve this year, but hey,
But once again, that's also this terminology that they use
Absolutely,
in football, and in tackle football, that if you don't play it, when you get up to the high school, they tell you to do something, and you look at them like you don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, you have a dilemma. And don't get me wrong, they've been playing tackle football at St. James, St. John for years. Obviously, St. James has really good programs, and that's why they have such success.
It was. I was very impressed. It was very cool. So there we go. So I think we've talked about our summer, and we've talked about the fall. Don't forget, there are some parents out there that are volleyballers. My grandniece is on the North Shore volleyball team, so hopefully we'll get to see her in action. I think that's the only athlete we have right now.
Well, there's plenty of really good volleyball teams.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
3 months. I look forward to a little report on that.
Yeah, once they get started, like football this week. So there you go. So pick your sport: volleyball, football, flag, whatever, or college football in front of your TV with snacks.
We know some of these get long, so we're going to try to keep them brief as possible.
But Marty's going to have little vignettes. He's going to tell you some stories from his many days of coaching, and maybe we'll tell him the stripper story one week.
And then we're going to do this week for sure. We're going to have try to get in touch with all the coaches and let them come on and tell us about their team and their expectations, and maybe mention some of their top players.
So follow us on our YouTube. Follow us.
Look for that this week.
Follow us on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And I believe we're going to start a TikTok. I think I'm going to launch us on TikTok. Look for that coming.
I'm already on TikTok.
You're on TikTok. No, I'm on TikTok. He's on TikTok. We are not on TikTok. There you go. But I think we're going to put ourselves out there. I mean, hey, more ways to view. And we're on Spotify. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube.
Those of you who know me know I do Uber and
Win the Day.
Win the Day Ministries is on TikTok. And my mobile ministry, my Mojo's mobile ministry, I talk about that on there. So if you feel like
if you get in his Uber, you're going to be listening to Jesus.
That's right.
He's going to introduce you to Jesus.
I had nobody jump out while I was talking about it.
No,
So, really good.
and we also are dealing with a little home project. We had a little slight plumbing leak in our kitchen, and one day part of the kitchen just fell like Chicken Little, and so Lolo's not cooking right now. So yeah,
I'll get myself in trouble for making comments, and that's okay.
yes, you
That's-
will.
So let's move on to the next. So once again, we enjoy doing this. Hopefully you'll enjoy being with us and visit our sponsors. And let's say we love you.
And we love each other.
At least while we see you on here.
Hey, Marty, why can't football players wear glasses on the field?
I don't know. Why can't they wear glasses on?
Because it's a contact sport.